What's up, word YouTube? I got time with another video. We got Tommy G's with another banger. We got This Is Why Chicago Gang Chief Snitched. Oh shit. We better have some good evidence or a good reason that we should back you up and everything like that. But make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all what is it called? Yeah, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all turn the notifications on. Make sure y'all spread my channel to y'all peoples and everything like that. And let's get to the video, y'all. But it's quality, you know what I'm saying? And let's check it out. Tommy G's.
Part of the reason why you're notorious, they say you snitched on your gang, you wore a wire, you were an informant. Tell us about that.
I didn't snitch on my gang. Then people.
My gang.
Ridiculous. They were like, "Gee, do whatever the fuck you want to do." So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm setting his ass up."
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't look at her as a rat. So all she do,
setting his ass up. They were like, "Gee, do whatever the fuck."
What is that? Drill rapper Buddha G allegedly exposed as a police informant. Wiretapped audio of snitching the homies to the police. Shit. Nah,
they were like, "Gee, do whatever the fuck you want to do." Crazy. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm setting his ass up."
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't look at her as a rat. So all she do is get her get back. That's that Gemini in her.
I'm a dead man walking.
Why?
Most hated shit.
Why is that?
They say I'm a snitch out here. I think that's what they say on the internet.
Wait, is
Today
this
we dive into the controversial story of rapper and gangster Buddha G. Born into a hellish and abusive household where DCFS regularly paid visits to her home, at the age of 12, she took to the streets as a way to escape her homeland. Eventually, she made her way into Chicago's Albany Park set of the Spanish Gangster Disciples, and she began to climb the ranks. In 2016, she became the first ever female gang chief in Chicago SGD history after a vote put her in charge of controlling the gang's Palatine territory. However, making a career running the streets comes with risks, and she alleges that someone from her own gang wore a wire on her, and this got her locked away for 4 years. When she tried to tell her gang the truth about this betrayal, they didn't listen to her. So to get revenge, she decided to wear a wire on the very same person that wore a wire on her. Now, exiled from her own...
Alright, bro. So we got it, bro. Gangster, bro.
Gang, she runs a renegade crew of other excommunicated gang members, ranging from BDs to Milwaukee Kings to maniacs. This, folks, is the story of Buddha G, the gang chief turned informant.
Copyright.
Like 10 minutes.
You son of a...
We're gonna be right there.
Okay, we'll see you in a few then.
Get you some chicken.
I'll get a mound of chicken, okay? We're meeting a gangster rapper at a KFC. Is this kind of like the American stereotype that everyone else would think of where you'd meet a gangster rapper? I don't know. There's a little bit of concerns that the neighborhood she's from wants her erased, deceased, X'd out, desperado, no mas, adios amigos, or amiga. We have to decide that one. One of my biggest pet peeves about working with rappers is their timeliness. How the f you run your city, but you can't even run your clock or your schedule? This just isn't about Buddha G, this is about rappers in general. How do you buy a
top 5 YouTuber of all time? Well, for me, but Tommy G's be cooking.
$40,000 Rolex, but you can't even tell the goddamn time?
Rolling. I'm gonna get that soon. Buddha. Facial hair is crazy.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Why I thought the funeral home? I'm already talking about my funeral. Why I thought the cemetery was right here? Where's it?
No.
It's Downmore, right?
It might be.
Yeah, it's the next light.
Chicago.
I believe it's the next light.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to just follow me.
Let's do it.
All right.
Cemetery right now.
Because I'm a dead man walking.
Why is that?
They say I'm a snitch out here. Confidential informant, I took down my whole gang. I think that's what they say on the internet.
Did you take down your whole gang?
No. I got my get back on a nigga that set me the f up. Am I a snitch, Lefty? He's one of the originals.
That ass douche. Let's just say less. But Drake, y'all some lame ass.
bunch of bits.
Facts.
You're the first street guy that I've heard use the word douche before, and I like that.
Oh yeah, bro, cause you gotta, I'm half Puerto Rican, half white. You gotta use some hood in it.
Yeah. And you just got out of prison?
6 years for a nigga that told, and they ain't touch him because they ass soft. It was a attempted murder at first, and they dropped it down to aggravated battery with a firearm.
Why'd you hypothetically, allegedly get into a situation of attempted murder?
I ain't no bitch, and I guess Buddy thought I was a. What happened, Lefty? I believe he was blowing at us.
Talking crazy, and somehow my brother hopped out. The man lost all his street cred. He snitched. My brother was one of the first loyal people from that neighborhood. Gave too much love and loyalty to people that didn't give two back.
What's it like being out right now?
Sometimes I'd rather be back.
Why is that?
Cause this ain't shit out here. The realest motherfuckers I be knowing are in jail. Free my doing 17, that's his auntie.
So how high up were you in the STGs?
I was the chief of Palestine SGDs.
And now the crew split because of the situation.
I'm surprised.
Well, one of them's dead. My brother, rest in peace, Honcho. A few of them live in Arizona now because the folks turned on them over me. The other ones flipped Drake and Ainsley. We gotta go to Albany Park because we're not ducking shit.
We're not ducking, fo. Albany Park, Illinois.
This gotta be quick because it's hot right here. The reason why I brought y'all to just anybody's neighborhood is because clearly I'm not ducking shit and I'll go wherever the f I want and I don't care. It is what the f it is.
Careful,
Strategically, is this a stupid move?
Very.
Why do it then?
Very.
But maybe we flex in another location that doesn't involve...
We're gonna go in my neighborhood now.
You're in active transition.
Yes.
When did you start that?
About 6 or 7 years ago.
What was it like being on testosterone?
It's great.
Tell me
That's why I
about it.
flex so hard. I'm not your average I can beat niggas though, so I guess it's working. And I'm trying to all the time, and I got more energy, you know what I'm saying? My bigger than his, you know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to get a surgery?
Nah.
You think you're the first trans gang leader?
Yes. Spanish gangster disciples, sir.
Okay, tell me about those folks.
They some hoes.
Well, how long do you rock with them?
Shit, 22 years.
And what made you join them?
My pops is an old school royal, and I hated that nigga, so I went straight to his op shit and turned out. And I was cool as I was locked in with Rest in Peace G Baby.
So it sounded like you got some childhood trauma going on.
A lot. Yeah.
You hated your dad so much that you joined his rival hood.
Yeah, that and the fact that I was cool with a few of them. So yeah, I got no love at home. Looking at.
I mean, give the people a picture of what your childhood was like.
Crazy.
It was horrible.
How so?
Shit, beat, starved, and some more shit. All that shit.
Your parents.
Foster care. We'll get more into it when we get to my crib.
To get to know Buddha better, we went to her house, a safe spot away from her enemies so we could actually sit down and talk to her without having to look over our shoulders.
You want an MTV Cribs fucking
Oh God, no.
This is the dining room. That's a cat.
What's up, cat?
What's up, cat? This is the living room. Oh, y'all gotta see my room. Currently, broke my bed.
How did you do
My
that?
frame. Don't ask questions.
Can you get your deposit back?
Probably not. For everyone who wants to know where I got my beard from.
Is this medically prescribed?
Yes.
You inject it?
Yep.
Are you glad you did it, or is there any part of you
Yes,
that's
I'm
like...
glad. No, I wouldn't take it back for shit.
My assumption is that being trans in the hood is one of the hardest things to be.
Being me, period, in the hood. Being a in the hood first was hard. Being a female in general. So I'm the only one in the history of Chicago that's ever had a hood.
Meaning you ran a hood?
Yes.
How many people did you oversee?
20 at a time.
At Southern Tide, we share the spirit of coastal living through classic apparel.
And what would be your responsibilities as a chief?
To make sure they did what they had. That's I'm not gonna answer.
Did you have team meetings? Hey guys, come over for spaghetti and pizza. We're gonna talk about how we're gonna spin the block.
We had juntas, yeah.
Juntas?
We had organized meetings, yes. The SGDs were very organized.
Within a clique like that, I've heard rumors that people might pay a monthly amount for life insurance, basically. Like if one of the crew gets shot, then you guys pay for the funeral with a...
It's called a caja. Everybody pays dues. It depends on your hood. On my block, everybody paid $30 a week.
What if someone didn't pay?
They got on the wall and got their ass beat.
Stand
You
there
have
like
to stand
this,
there, and if
and
you
someone's
fall, it
punching
starts
you?
over.
Someone's punching me,
Yeah,
kicking
that's
me?
how I got in the game.
And no defending
By
yourself.
grown men.
No one's defending themselves.
No, niggas bigger than you.
How long?
Gave me my initiation. My initiation was 2 minutes.
So that's the one thing about the games I'm trying to understand. Like, hey, we want you on your team, but we're gonna beat the out of you first.
It's to show how tough you are.
I would guess it's easier that you're transitioning, you're becoming a man than if it was the roles reversed.
I don't think that would even be allowed. I wouldn't even someone like that.
Whoa.
And that's being a hypocrite, I guess. Technically, I'm straight.
Technically, you're straight.
Technically.
But you started off gay.
Started off as a dyke, yeah.
Okay.
Gay.
Wouldn't you say the hood is one of the most homophobic places you can find?
But it's crazy how many niggas that are undercover. I got homies that are locked up that tell me all the time, man, so-and-so's in the joint getting fucked, so-and-so's in the joint so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that, but be the most gangster niggas out in the street.
What percentage of dudes in jail you think are...
fuck? Oh my god. I know it's true, like everything like what he or she just said, but bro, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Having sausage.
All of them. Probably like 80.
I kind of doubt that number.
Man, you better do your research on that one.
If I ask your boys downstairs, you think they'll say that?
Come on, let's go ahead.
So Buttigieg alleges that up to 80% of dudes in jail do homoerotic behavior. Is that true?
Well, maybe not 80, maybe like a good gang. Hold on. That sounds like a lot of niggas in that bitch doing some.
A strong 45 or 50, straight up.
I say a lot of niggas definitely in that doing some freaky kinky shit, but
50% isn't an outrageous number. You think that's legit?
I say about 65%.
You were just there, you know.
About
yeah,
65%.
65 to 75, bro.
There was trannies in there with titties, bro, and niggas was real live feeding these joints.
The stats I was hearing about homosexuality in jail seemed insanely high, so I wanted to do some fact checking. However, these days it's hard to get statistics on purely gay activities because most studies lump everyone that is non-heterosexual under the big LGBT plus umbrella. But most reasonable studies conclude that in the general population, it's estimated that 3 to 5% of US men are gay. According to the Bureau of Justice's 2016 National Inmate Survey, 7.4% of men report being gay or bisexual. However, let's ask ourselves the question, how many men truly feel comfortable documenting whether they are gay in jail? An article I found on prisonwriters.com entitled Gay for the Stay alleges that 50% of prison inmates go gay. The writer of the article, S. Buddy Hurst, alleges that prison code has a different way of looking at homosexuality, and it goes like this. Only the person performing the act is gay, but the person receiving it is still straight. I guess you could say it's a loophole to still get your rocks off when facing years without the warmth of a woman. With that being said, it's very hard to determine what the accurate stats on the subject are.
Part of the reason why you're notorious, they say you snitched on your gang, you wore a wire, you were an informant. Tell us about that.
I didn't snitch on my gang. Then people are just ridiculous. When I was 14 going on 15, I had stayed with my OG and I had got kicked out basically, so I wasn't living in the city anymore. I had to go stay in Elgin. Well, while I was in Elgin, I was already SGD. I turned out SGD as 11 years old. When I was in Elgin, the folks from the city were like, oh, click up with the Elgin SGDs, they're gonna take care of you at the BAM. Long story short, I was a shorty and I was a female. So a lot of niggas didn't take me serious, and a lot of niggas were ready to send my ass off, and I was a hothead, so I was going. I linked up with the Elgin folks, and I was cool with this nigga named, his name is, that would be the nigga I set up, tricked on, whatever the y'all want to call it, snaked out. That nigga used to sleep on my couch, used to eat my food, used to fucking do all types of shit. Then me and him started to fall off. He hit me up talking about, do I want to buy some pipes? I told him, hell yeah. I was thirsty. I was 15. Hell yeah, I want to buy pipes. I'm gonna crash out. He fucking had me meet him in the Elgin Library parking lot. He hopped in the car. He threw me a duffel bag. Well, not a duffel bag, like a Home Depot bag. And I didn't even get a chance to look in that bitch. I gave him $300. He fucking hops out. Next thing you know, we pulled out the parking lot and got whooped on by Elgin PD, like 20 swole. They booked me. I ended up doing, because no one wanted to pick me up, because I didn't have a guardian, no none of that. So I ended up staying there until I was 19.
4 years for a gun?
Yes.
As a 15-year-old?
As a 15-year-old. So imagine the type of animosity and hate and grudge I had towards this man. I thought, okay, I'm a SGD. When I get out, they're gonna do something about it. Okay, so I got out at 19. I was back in the hood. I called a demo The folks told me basically like this: either I could take an ass whooping for pointing a finger at a member like that without paperwork, or I could shut the fuck up and just deal with it type shit, because it's his word against mine. So because I was a female and a shorty at the time, they said basically fuck me. So I stopped fucking with Elgin altogether, started doing my own thing. I ended up getting locked up again for unlawful communication of a witness. I went away again to the joint at 22. I came home at 24. When I came home from the joint, they had closed the original hood I was from. So they basically told me this: either you transfer out or you take your outs, basically get your ass beat out, whatever the fuck. They were like, you could either go to Drake and Ainsley or you could go to fucking Palatine where your little brothers are at. So I said fuck it, I went to Palatine. They made me second seat, and the nigga that had first seat, which is my victim on my case, so I started picking the shorties up. At the time, I worked for a cleaning company. I used to give them little jobs, side jobs. They were working. They were putting money in their pocket. They weren't getting locked the fuck up. It came to a point where they voted Smiley, the nigga that had it for P-Time, they voted him out and voted me in as their chief.
Local members did this.
Yeah, at 28, going on 29 years old, I hadn't caught another felony for some years, so I was trying to work on like getting it expunged type shit. I had met with an attorney on a few different occasions out of Rolling Meadows. So long story short, he said, hey, come in, I want you to sign some papers. So I went, Kool-Aid was with me. We went to the office and he's like, do you want to look over your old cases? So I was like, oh yeah, cool. So he gets to showing me all types of shit. So I'm looking at everything and I came across that case as a juvenile. He had all my juvenile shit there. He showed me and it literally said that man's name in black and white, and it just triggered. It triggered that shit so bad that my ex at the time pulled out her phone and went to take a picture of it. He snatched the paperwork and said, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
For those of you not in the streets, you may be wondering what Buddha is talking about when she keeps referencing paperwork. Paperwork is the streets' way of revealing things like who may have snitched or who may have lied about their time in prison. One bad piece of paperwork that reveals you are a snitch can completely ruin your reputation. For a historical example, look no further than Judas snitching on Jesus Christ, and for a modern day street example, consider the stories of Tekashi 6ix9ine and Gunna. For someone wanting a career in the streets, paperwork is the last place they want to have their name appear. But is there ever an appropriate time to snitch? In Buddha's situation, what she is alleging is that after years of not knowing whether she was set up by someone in her own crew, she found out with certainty that she was, and that piece of paperwork is what caused her to take action and choose to be a snitch.
I left, I got in the car, I got to calling all the SGDs that I know that got some juice, and I said, look, Kool-Aid now is the second person that is seeing this paperwork with this man's name on it. Either you guys do something or I'ma smoke his ass something. They're like, well, you smoke his ass, we come after you. And not only do they come after me, they come after my girl, who has nothing to do with anything. We had a foster son at the time. Another kid I took in. My boys. Like,
why do you think they didn't believe you?
Because I'm a female. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm setting his ass up.
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't look at her as a rat. She grew up in a fucked up situation. She was a female in an organization that is genuinely male. They picked on her. She don't want to admit it, but they tried to use her. They sent her up the river. They sent her off. And the chance motherfucker that set her up, the hood still honored her. So all she did was get her get back. That's that Gemini in her. If you really know Buddha, she's one of the most loyal people you ever gonna meet. But she does believe in eye for an eye. Now, do I call that snitching? No.
The way I met Buddha G, you know, same hometown over there back in Elgin. Like I said, you know, she had to do what she had to do, you know. It's like when 6ix9ine, you know, when he ratted, you know, he ratted on people that betrayed him, you know. Obviously, in this case, it's the same situation. You know, she had a rat on somebody that betrayed her as well, you know.
Do you think it's justified to rat on somebody that betrayed you?
If that person didn't have your backs from day one, I'd say yeah.
And like 2 days later, I was pulled over by the gang unit in Elgin. And they were like, hey, where's your boy Bone? Playing around with me, trolling, because they know what he fucking did. The same fucking officers, they basically told me they were looking for him. I said, what y'all want him for? They said, just a traffic warrant. I said, that's enough. Give me your card. I'm trying to talk. They said, can you get him for anything? Can you get him? I said, shit, let me see what I can do. It just so happened that one of his shorties hit up my little brother and said, hey, I got these pipes for sale. Woo, do y'all want to buy any? I said, yeah, tell Bone, call me. And that's what I did. I wore a body cam. I hopped in a car with him. I bought a pipe off him, and I'm the only SGD he set up. He set up Vice Lords before. He set up foes. When he ended up getting his charge for this, he did no time. The state waived it. If you look public records, that man did absolutely no time for the shit that's all over the internet. So my life is fucked for me being spiteful and he's fine.
I wanted to be fair and get both sides of the story, so I had Buddha tell me who her ops were so I could message them on Facebook. I hit up 5 guys from the crew, but none of them got back to me, so their side of the story is left untold.
Now, me, that everyone got in their head that I'm some big snitch, right? Okay, bond, $1.25 million.
Yours.
Mine. Did the state come and help me? No. The only reason I got it dropped down to aggravated battery with causing bodily harm with a deadly weapon, whatever the f, is because Smiley, my victim, was in Mexico and they couldn't get a hold of him.
I wanted to explore how common snitching really is, and there's a variety of stats that you'll find on this. One study from the Innocence Project found that 11% of people convicted of a federal crime got a reduced sentence for providing substantial information. Another study by Northwestern School of Law found that in cases when a defendant was wrongfully sentenced to death, 46% of the time it was because of a false testimony of a jailhouse snitch. Now, it's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and claim that we ourselves would never snitch, but when faced with spending years of your life in a cage or facing the death penalty, it's easy to understand why people turn informant to save their own skin. So it goes to show, for a criminal organization, a code of silence is essential, because even just one snitch is powerful enough to bring the whole group down. And if you want proof of this, you'll have to look no further than the RICO cases that brought down the Italian mobs in the 1980s and 90s.
What makes you the leader?
Cause I don't be sending niggas off, gang. My niggas weren't getting locked up. My niggas were doing real life shit, making real money moves. They was getting to that bag.
True leader is somebody that will get in front of you and show you what to do, not go tell you to go do something stupid.
When I hung around Buddha for the first time, it was cool, all good vibes, real genuine, you know? And a lot of conversations me and Buddha have had, like, you could tell she's realer than most niggas out here, for sure. Everybody that was under Buddha when she was chief of her hood and shit, everybody was, anything that Buddha had, they had, you feel me? That's what made Buddha a good leader.
What's crazy is we grew up in a neighborhood damn near next to each other. She had a fucked up household, I had a fucked up household. And I was in a low predicament, I met her, and from there she took me in. She never switches. If she got it, you got it. I mean, shit, I grew up literally in trap houses. I grew up on the block. I grew up sleeping in gangways.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Like, I had to fend for myself. I've been stabbed, I've been shot at. When I got shot, I got that fucked up left lung now. I can't breathe out of my left lung like that. So that's why it was a nickname Lefty as a child.
And how old were you when you got shot?
I was 15, about to be 16.
That's young, dude.
I was a kid. Got it marked across my back. I can never get rid of him. Who I am.
What are you?
I'm a Maniac Land disciple from Rockland, Georgia. To be honest, my plan now is to grow better with my family. I got my girlfriend that I call my wife, my stepson's mom, and she was there for me through all my prison biz, everything. So I got to give her the world. That's my everything. And I got to make Buddha proud. Buddha says she wants me to do good. She says she wants me out the way, so I'm out the way.
When people get pressure applied to them, when they're facing many years and they've offered to snitch, inform, and reduce their time, what percentage of guys you think will take that deal?
I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people sit out here and they play this, I'm a real nigga and I never tell and this and that. But when you get put in that situation, it's some of the people that you would consider the realest niggas you ever met are fold under that pressure. You know, it all comes down to the circumstances and what they're gonna lose.
Is it tough to be trans in the hood?
Shit, nah, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You feel me? Most niggas are accepting of females that are transitioning into guys.
What about vice versa?
You don't see many gay guys gangbanging. I'm not gonna lie. You don't see it. And if it's a guy transferring to become a girl, you definitely, there's like a 0% chance. I've never seen it in my life.
Being trans in prison is a real hot button issue, particularly if it is a biological male entering a female prison. Given that Buddha G is currently in transition, I wanted to get his take on the controversial topic.
A transgender, what do you think when a person with a goes to a female jail?
I think that's a crock of shit. I think if they're gonna come to a female jail, they should be cutting that bitch off first. Cause to be honest, all you have to do right now in a male joint is take hormones for 4 months. And I know this because all the transgenders in the joint, they go to like meetings with the wardens. And when you're a transgender, you're in a male facility, all you gotta do is take hormones for 4 months and they send you to us.
Who gives them the hormones?
Healthcare, medical.
The prison medical.
The prison medical. They see psychiatrists, they tell a psychiatrist, I feel like I've been a woman since birth. and they boom start them on fucking.
And the prison or the jail pays for the hormones.
The jail pays for the hormones, and not only the taxes do, and not only that, they pay for their gender affirming surgery now.
Does that seem absurd that a guy that has killed and women says
more than absurd? That is preposterous in the state of Illinois. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
I just want everyone to know I'm not what social media says I am. You know, I mean, I really don't give a fuck what y'all think, but that whole snitching shit, it has really tarnished my street credibility. But to be honest, I'm not in the streets no more, so I really don't give a fuck. If you guys are gonna keep talking on the internet and trolling me how you're gonna kill me, just do it already. Like, I'm not asking for death, but I mean, I'm tired of the unknown, like I told you.
My impression of talking to your squad, talking to you, is that you take care of your people.
I do.
You're a good leader. You care about them. So I would say, let's try and get you that rapper money.
Like, share, subscribe.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
For sure, bro.
I wish you the best on your journey.
You're welcome here anytime. You know, I'm not going to tell you where here is, but you could come to Casey's, get you some. So he can shoot the rest of the music video that he's working on.
Video coming soon. Illusionary Film.
Yes. Best cameraman out there. Me.
Hey, shout out Illusionary Films for the connection, and also shout out
Hey, Tommy G's with another banger. Hey, shout out to Buddha and all of them, Buddha, Letty, all of them, bro. Shout out to them. Shout out to Tommy G. Shout out to all of them. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe and make sure y'all turn the notifications on. And make sure y'all spread my channel to y'all peoples and everything like that. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, y'all. Love.